and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Hello and good evening or good afternoon from a very hot and what will undoubtedly become sweaty Film My Run shed quarters. It's 31.5 degrees Celsius in here. Hello to everyone who is taking part in the MHG FMI ZLDR PACK Monday community run. I know that Sarah is in there somewhere, Diana is there as well, Amy is there. Who else have we got? Mika. Loads of people. Hello, Amy. Amy's on the chat already, so I am watching YouTube chat as well. So as well as the in-game chat, which no doubt will have a lot of banter going on as usual. I've got the stream chat on YouTube. If you want to join in with that as well, you can. More than welcome. We're going nice and slowly. I've already had a long run today, so I just want to be nice and chilled and relaxed for this hour. Well, a little bit more than an hour because we're going slower than 10 kilometres an hour. So a 10k run with the community today. and so it'll take us just over an hour to do, unless I suddenly feel a burst of energy and fly off into the distance. If you want to stay with me, by all means please do. We've also got, have we got Stephen Lee, or who is that from the Rebels? Oh, they've just disappeared again. Somebody from Zwift HQ popped in anyway there, just for a minute. Hello, Yoko. Yoko's joined us. Will be, good evening all, he says. Hello. Amy Green has got 2 fans pointing at her already. Actually, yeah, I better have 2 fans as well. I had 1 on, but I think we should immediately go with 2 fans. So, went out very early this morning to meet up with a friend of mine. We started running at 9, finished at about 1:30 this afternoon. Oh, we've got Eddie. I think we've got Eddie with us from Zwift Rockets. Right, let me just say hello to the gang in the game. Hello, community. Welcome to our fabulous Monday run. I hope you are all wearing your best clothes. I am wearing a suit and tie as befits the occasion. Most important run of the week. Full stop. Sets us up for the rest of it. So I'm going at 9 kilometres an hour. If anybody else wants to stay with me, then by all means, please do. Feel free to run with me at 9 kilometres per hour if you desire. How did Evan do, by the way? Do we know? Somebody said, can't believe Evan. What happened to Evan? I haven't followed it. Tell us some stories, Mick. Tell us some stories, Mick. Welcome along to Eddie from ZHQ. Just another reason to be on our best behaviour today. For those who don't know about Evan, tell us what he's been doing, Mick. If you can type while running. So, because if you're watching on YouTube, hello, because I am running, I am the run leader today, then I will be engaging in chat in game. Hopefully you'll be able to keep up with what's going on with chat in game. But I will if you've got any questions on YouTube, do ask. Yeah, so Eddie from Zwift HQ did start on time today. Yes, good to see Eddie got here on time. And amazing run by Evan. "29 hours is excellent for a hilly 100 miler. One of only 59 people to finish. Well done, Evan, amazing. John Heaton, good evening, John. Nice to have you on board with us. So lots of plaudits for Evan, who ran 100 miles in the Rockies. Evan is in his 60s. Full stop. A full 30 years older than me. Sarah, be quiet. Not a word out of you, Sarah. Not a word. Just coming up to the first kilometre done. Hello, Steve Davis. The Yellow Bacon group is at 1 kilometre. Clive is doing 66 miles this weekend. I will be down there providing live coverage for the race organiser. Race organiser is Mud Crew. If you want to follow their YouTube channel. No problem, Steve. Go as fast as you like. So Steve Davies is just going to go on a bit because he's got limited time. Yoko says good luck to Clive. Stephen also says hi on YouTube there. So this world is Yumezi. It's a Japanese countryside world. Very pretty. And it's part of Makuri Islands, which is going to be a growing world on Zwift. At the moment we have two worlds, so it's Yumezi and Neokyo. So Yumezi is a Japanese countryside world, and Neokyo is a city at night time. So Neon Tokyo is basically what it is. And those two worlds combined make up Makuri Islands at the moment. But Makuri Islands is set to expand with time, over time, so they will add more worlds to Makuri Islands as well as just the two we've got now. But if you're new to Zwift, there are many, many worlds to explore. I think we've got, oh dear, is it 12 now? Something like that. Some of them you can only get to if you're doing specific races. Some of them are available all the time, like Watopia. But we've got London, we've got North Yorkshire, we've got Paris, we've got a wider France course, we've got Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia, New York, Boulogne, Prit City. So lots of different places for you to explore. And Watopia alone is huge. So you could run forever and not cover all the worlds and not cover all the roads that there are in Zwift. Dan is on. Hello, Dan. So me and Dan spent a good 4 hours on the trails this morning in the sunshine here in the UK. It was very, very hot indeed. Even when we started at 9 o'clock in the morning, it was warm. And we did 22 or so miles over the hills. Pleasure to spend that time with you, Dan. Thanks for that. Dan, that's Dan's local running area that we went to, so I don't run on that area very often. So it was nice to see the South Downs in that area. Over near Winchester, about 40 miles away from here. Sarah Jacobson says, Stephen has in fact run forever in Watopia. I have run quite a long time in Watopia, yeah. Well, Dan, you saw me do the advert this morning. I did say I was going to be on at 6:30. Do we have any new runners with us tonight? Or today? A very warm welcome to you if you are running with us for the first time. Amy ran today at 9 o'clock as well as us. But she only did 5k. She said that was enough for me, it was too hot. Well, I think 22 miles was well enough for me and Dan today. We finished quite exhausted, and also we did stop in the middle for a good 5 or 6 minutes for coffee and cold drinks. So that was nice, and I think we desperately needed it. And then we had load more drinks when we finished. Beacon route at 2 kilometres. I say beacon group. So Amy Green is with me. Paul Hayward is a little behind. Eddie Lee from Zwift HQ is a little further behind, and Sarah Jacobson is just catching up as well. Sarah says coffee stops during long runs are the best. Oh my God, they are, especially today. Especially today. It was tough, and really, we were willing that coffee shop to arrive. Little coffee van. It was beautiful, actually. It was just on a quiet road. We came off the trail onto the tarmac road, through the trees, and there, just nestled in a little parking spot, was this little van called Alan's Coffee, or Alan's Cafe or something. There was me, Dan, another walker, and yeah, we just settled down, had a cup of coffee, a cold drink, and on we went again. Oh, it was so lovely. Tina Beard says, evening all, I did 10k, then had dinner. Nice one. I think Paul Hayward is saying he ran at 5 a.m. but only for an hour. And Dan says, yeah, Alan is a lovely guy as well. So Dan quite often stops at Alan's coffee shop on his runs. My first visit. Pete says he's sweating buckets. Currently 31 degrees Celsius in the Pain Cave. Two fans providing minimal assistance. Eddie says, pro runner provided a tip for running in the heat. Basically just said don't. Tina Beard says, I was glad to see you carried water today. Yes. Do you know what? I half considered trying to do the 20 miles without carrying water. And I thought better of it. I thought that's going to be ridiculous. You are going to need water. And I really seriously did need it. I think I filled my bottles twice. And that's as well as stopping at the cafe in the middle as well. So yeah, it was definitely needed. Oh, Mick Cheney has air conditioning. Air conditioning is not common in the UK, but my goodness, I need it in shed quarters. Yes, exactly. I suppose you get used to the average temperature where you live. So here in the UK, 30 degrees Celsius is absolutely baking. But your body adapts. If your average temperature is regularly 30 degrees, that would be normal for you. Eddie, Eddie Lee says that he's been in California for 36 years and still waiting for their body to adapt. Nikki, hello Nikki. She says, good luck to Tina, who has an 18-mile event on Saturday in the Blackdown Hills. Starts at 11 a.m, going to be a scorcher. So what's the event called, Tina? By the way, if you don't know Dan, who I ran with this morning, Dan has 2 YouTube channels. One is a running channel, and that's called Run Man Dan. And the other is his main channel called Simon Dan. So go and check Dan out. Good friend of mine. We're going to and Dan is going to be running Beachy Head with us, by the way, as well. So those people who are running Beachy Head, Dan is going to be running Beachy Head with us. So you'll all meet Dan when you come down to Eastbourne. Looks like we have increasing numbers for Manchester and also for Beachy Head later in the year. If you would like to meet up with other Zwift runners, come and join us in Manchester and on the south coast for the Beachy Head Marathon in October. What date is Manchester again, guys? Does somebody tell me when Manchester is? I can't remember. We also have a big meet-up planned for the Paris Marathon in April 2023. Right, Tina's race on Saturday is the Blackdown Beauty. Diana is running Brussels Half Marathon and Amsterdam. If you want to meet Princess Diana, then Brussels Half Marathon and Amsterdam in October. New York City Marathon in November. Liz is going to Ireland in December. Liz will be in Ireland in December. Herc is running New York in November. Sarah Jacobson is running Chicago in October, and she will also be in Paris in April next year. Yeah, good luck, Tina, says Paul Haywood, and I also say good luck, Tina, and Dan says good luck, Tina. Yeah, make sure you keep the water going in, says Dan. Definitely. Even me who never drinks water. I needed it this morning. Good luck to everyone who has races coming up. Keep disciplined in your training Full stop. Keep consistent in your training. Sarah says, don't I get headaches from dehydration? No, because I don't, I'm not really suffering from dehydration, maybe very mild dehydration. But I don't know if you saw, I took a salt test last week where they, so a company called Precision Hydration measured how much salt I lose when I sweat. And they I can't remember exactly what the numbers were now, but basically I'm a very low salt sweater. So when I sweat, I do not lose a lot of salt. So I don't get on like runs where it's cold or runs where it's not particularly hot. I don't sweat a lot. So I'm not losing, even when I do sweat, I'm not losing an awful lot of salt in my sweat. It turns out, yeah, Victoria is also not particularly salty sweater, but she does sweat more than me. Tina says, I'm pretty good in the heat. I have a hat and water. Well, I had a hat as well and water, but I definitely needed to drink today. Amy says Manchester is the same date as the Grimsthorpe event, the 10-mile loops, May sometime, so we need to have a think. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, because you were going to do that Grimsthorpe run, weren't you? No one really, truly knows why we cramp. But there is evidence to suggest it's more to do with training than electrolytes. If you are concerned about electrolyte replacement, maybe have your salt excretion tested. I had it done last week. Full stop. Turns out I don't lose much salt when I run and sweat. Which may explain why I don't drink so much when I run. Sarah Jacobson says, I think I'm going to wake up early for the first time to film my Run 500. Thoughts and prayers would be lovely. Thoughts and prayers heading your way, Sarah. If you are tasting lots of salt, perhaps you should not be licking your arm. So Tina B says she is a very salty sweater, so I carry crisps on long runs. Good idea. My major concern on hot, long runs is stomach issues. I make sure I do not take on too much sugar in hot weather. Sugary foods and hot weather do not mix with me. Amy Green says her main concern is just being knackered after 10 minutes. Eddie, will you be in Berlin with the Zwift Run team? Oh, that's a shame, Eddie. My nutrition for runs longer than 20 miles would generally be real food like crisps, bread, sandwiches, pizza, sausage rolls. Full stop. If it's a race, it's whatever the aid station has that is savoury in general. For runs shorter than 20 miles, liquids are adequate. So I did have 1 can of fizzy drink today, as well as water. Over the 22 miles. Oh, and a cup of coffee. Paul Haywood, I had lemon fizzy drink. San Pellegrino lemon flavour was delicious. Eddie says I need to fuel anything above 16 miles. Yes, it's all relative to your experience and weekly mileage. Obviously, I regularly run 20 miles. Full stop. If you don't, you will need to fuel more. As you grow more experienced and more accustomed to mileage, your fueling needs will adapt and change. And of course, it also depends on what speed you are running those 20 miles. A fast 20 miles may well require a different fueling strategy to a slow 20 miles. In the same way, a cold 20 miles will require a different fueling strategy to a hot 20 miles. So Eddie's saying I run a base 40 miles a week and up to a peak of 60. Yes, very good time for learning about summer long runs, Yoko, indeed. Same here, Eddie. Full stop. I love the summer, but I cannot run fast in the heat. Yeah, so she always hits the wall pretty early when it's hot. I assume that's what you're saying, Sarah. I always prefer to race a spring marathon because I can train through the winter. "100-mile ultra runs in the summer because I can slow down." And cry into my hat. And eat soup at 3 a.m. And then cry some more into my soup. Right. we are 5.5k in with 4.5 to go. I just hope I can still run ultras at 60 plus like Evan. That will be in about 30 years' time, of course. Hello, if you're watching on YouTube. I know, I'm engaged in chat in game. I hope you can read the chat in game most of the time. But if you're watching on YouTube, hello and welcome. Thank you for watching. I will see chat if you want to say anything in the chat on YouTube. I am watching it, I can see it, and I will get to it. But because I'm the group leader, because I'm the run leader here, I do need to be engaged with the group as well. It's a tough job, this, you know. Just to reiterate once again, would be great if you could consider running with us in Manchester, or Paris, or any of the other Zwift meetup runs we have arranged. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Sarah. I'm just trying to keep my mind off my legs. Actually, and my back. My back is aching a bit from this morning as well. Legs actually aren't too bad, but the back is a bit sore. So I'm hoping I get a really good night's sleep tonight and I can get up and run tomorrow. Because if you're going to join me for the Film My Run 500, I'd better be there, hadn't I? Do you know what, though? I am supposed to be at my daughter's sports day at some point tomorrow. I'm just hoping it's not when I'm supposed to be doing Film My Run 500. Yeah. There are plenty going to Manchester, Amy. But we also had good numbers for Paris 2023. Right, Sarah says, what's everyone's favourite post-long run meal? Fish and chips. Oh. Kirk says sushi. Eddie says breakfast burrito with bacon. And Sarah's is deep dish pizza. Cake is the winning answer, surely. Oh, beer. Yeah, Mick says beer. And Sarah says, yeah, beer is good too. Is beer technically a meal? Question mark. A liquid-based meal, says Kirk. Eddie says, I think it is, Stephen. Liquid bread, says Kirk. Tina Beard says, anything I can lay my hands on, basically, yes. Agree with that as well. Sarah Jacobson says, it's part of a meal. Is vodka the other part of the meal, Sarah? Question mark. Only on special occasions. I like it. Right, I'm going to drop some ride-ons on people because obviously people are going to be finishing soon. The faster runners are already coming to an end of the 10K. So let's get the keyboard and just whip ourselves up to the front there and drop some ride-ons on people. Palmer and Nebraska are fighting it out at the front. And Marcellas there, and there's Steve Davies, and Herzog from France, LT, our buddy, Goodall, and there's Kirk, oh no, there's Dorito from France, there's Kirk. There's Stefan Gross. There's Diana, Princess of Watopia. Princess Diana, as she's now called. There's Mick. Udell and Mika. Greg. Liz. There's Amy. Oh, there's Paul. There's Amy. Eddie. Well done, Eddie. There's Sarah. Yoko. Tom Cool is just behind Yoko. I think that's pretty much everyone on my list. I think Al's got some Bluetooth problems. Don't worry, Eddie. Full stop. Runners are well known to be totally inflexible. Sarah Jacobson, have you ever seen me stretching, foam rolling, or what was the other one you said? Strength training. Yes, I have heard tales from yonder of this so-called strength training and cross training and foam rolling and stretching. Bone rolling? Exactly, Sarah. Never one time. Never one time. But can I touch my toes? Almost certainly not. Almost certainly not. My wife goes to Pilates. As far as I'm concerned, she has a lie down for 40 minutes. Mick Cheney says, the older you get, the more important it is. Yeah, I know. I know, comma, I know. Still said Nick. Mick. I just never fit it in around all the running. Sarah Jacobs says, do not insult the innocent while they are injured. I am a bad role model when it comes to cross training and strength and conditioning. I do like a bit of swimming occasionally. I'm sure I could probably run faster if I had a stronger core. That said, I don't get injured very often. So, part of me fears doing something which may provoke an injury. Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's pretty much it, Eddie. Tina says, how is Victoria today? Oh, she's still on her crutches. She'll be all right. She just needs another few days, say 10 or 11 days on the crutches, and then just gently start to introduce some weight onto the leg. She'll be fine. She's hobbling about the best she can. Tina Beard says, the lying down class is very good for a strong core. I know. If you are just coming to the end of the run, well done, and we will see you in the week. Two and a half K to go here. Diana, what is Steph trying to do? Is that Stefan Gross? What is Steph aiming for? Oh, sorry about that. Rubbish typing. Stefan, what are you aiming for? So Beacon Group coming up with 2K to go. Okay, stop typing and get on with it then! Exclamation mark. Yeah, don't chat. Get on with it. Well done, JL has gone. Diana says, concentrate, don't chat. Come on, Stefan. 300 meters to go, push. Beacon Group has 2K to go. Liz has 1 kilometre left. Yoko has 2.5k to go. Well done, the Stefan support group just finishing. So we are, just over a mile away from the finish. Still running through the beautiful Yumezi. With Paul Hayward, Amy Green, Eddie from Zwift HQ and Sarah Jacobson just up ahead. Mika has half a kilometre to go. Liz has 800 metres to go. Greg has just over a kilometre left. Tom Cool has 2.5k to go. Film my run 500, 11:35 a.m. UK time tomorrow. See you there. Wednesday workout at 5:30 p.m. UK time. See you there. Bag that badge, badge hunting series. 6:15 UK time, Thursday. Fantastic work, Stefan, well done. Tina Beard is planning to be there tomorrow, dreading Wednesday workout already. So Tina's going to join me for the Film My Run 500 tomorrow, and we'll also be there for Workout Wednesday. Nice one, Sarah. Sarah's going to try for Wednesday workout as well. She can get her work schedule to align. That would be good. Amy's going to do Group C on Wednesday. That's fine. Nice one, Sarah and Amy. Well done, Mika. Made it. Says, phew, that was hard. Well done, Mika. So just 1 kilometre to go now. Bringing it home. Heart rate has come down a little bit. Was up at 119, 118. Hovering at about 114, 15 at the moment. See you, Liz. Tina says, Paul, what are tomorrow's holiday plans? Paul Hayward on holiday for 10 weeks now. 10 weeks, that's fantastic, isn't it? School holidays, Sarah. Oh, only 8. Sorry, I got it wrong. Only 8 weeks. 8 weeks for Paul Hayward, sorry. Still long enough, isn't it? Paul, I can't remember what level schooling Paul does. Are you a professor, Paul? I can't remember, I'm sorry. I know you've told me this before and I do apologise. You're not at a university though, are you? Or are you? Where do you work, Paul, and what do you work as? Just let us know and I'll try and remember for next time. Oh, heart rate's back up to 118 now. Maybe it was just a little blip I had there. Oh, I've noticed I haven't got my graph on the bottom of the screen. Must have accidentally pressed the G button on my keyboard. The G spot. Tina says I'm on permanent holiday and always busy. No time to go to work. Exactly the same here, Tina. Permanently doing stuff. Wouldn't have time for a proper job, that's for sure. I basically consider Zwift my proper job. Right, Paul Hayward teaches 11 to 18 year olds. 11 to 18? Oh, well, so senior school then, including sixth form college kind of age group. Oh, look, GCSEs and A-levels. No, I didn't. What? So what have I done now? Oh, I did. Yeah, I did just say that. I'm sorry. I apologise, Sarah. I feel bad. Ah, okay. Paul Hayward teaches at a very well-known school in Cheltenham. Teaches maths at a very well-known school in Cheltenham. I think we know the one you're talking about. Just look up very posh schools in Cheltenham, if you don't know. See, comma, I am funnier than my wife thinks I am. Well done, Sarah. Sarah's just about to finish. Amy Green says, is this torture almost over? It is, Amy, it is. $200 meters to go. Well done, Beacon Group. Especially Amy and Paul and me in the UK, because we are sweltering. You lot in the USA are used to the heat. Sarah's finished. Well done, Sarah. And here we go. Through the line. And that is our Monday community run over and done with for the week. Thanks for taking part, everyone. Thank you for the chat in game and on YouTube. On the Zwift Run channel, we'll be back tomorrow morning, 11:35, for the Film My Run 500. I hope, anyway. I need to work out what time I need to be at my daughter's sports day. But hopefully I'll be all right for the Film My Run 500. 10k, done and dusted, coming up to the line. Tina says, well done everyone, great running in the heat. It is 29.9 Celsius or centigrade here in Shed Quarters, so just under 30 degrees still at 7:30, after 7:30 in the evening here. So unheard of. I mean, once every 5 years? Yoko says, thank you Stephen and all runners, well done, thank you. So we'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to go and have a shower and cool off. Well done, everyone. Thank you again in the chat and in game. And we will see you all tomorrow for the Film My Run 500. Bye-bye.